Our training topics are the leadership bonus and the closely related GEM bonus. Both of these reward our FBOs for developing downline managers. Let's start with the leadership bonus. When we begin our career as FBOs, our focus is on retailing product and sponsoring others to retail product. Our personal and group sales are constantly monitored to determine when we can advance up through the sales levels of assistant supervisor, assistant manager, and ultimately manager. Along the way, we earn profits on our personal sales and group bonuses on the sales of our downline FBOs. Once we achieve the top level of manager, our attention turns from personally progressing up through the sales levels to helping those we have sponsored build their sales organizations to become managers themselves. And when those under us do reach that top level, we can begin earning leadership bonuses based on their total group sales. I like using the analogy of a family to understand how it works. Let's think of the FBOs who are not yet managers as children living under our roof. We're responsible for nurturing them until they develop to manager level. And during this time, we receive group bonuses as they grow. Just as our children mature and eventually marry, move out of the house, and take responsibility for their own family, when our FBOs become managers, they break away from our personal group. The group bonus we once earned on their sales is replaced by a leadership bonus paid on the sales of their family of FBOs. These are called our first generation manager groups. Subsequently, when their children become managers, those FBO grandchildren break away and become our second generation managers. Finally, when our great-grandchildren break away, they become our third generation managers. The leadership bonus pays us 6% of our first generation manager groups, 3% of our second generation manager groups, and 2% of our third generation. Now, in order to qualify for these leadership bonuses, we must first be recognized managers. There are two ways we can become recognized managers. The first way is to qualify as manager at least 1 month before any of our downline FBOs qualify as manager. Let's refer to this example. Our group had sales equaling 60 case credits in January and 104 case credits in February, and we were active each month with 4 case credits. As a result, we achieved manager level, and since none of our downline FBOs reached manager level in the same month of February, we also became recognized manager. The second way is when someone in our downline qualifies as manager the same month that we do. In this example, our group had sales equaling 68 cases in January and 199 in February, and we were active each month. Here again, we achieved manager level, but one of our downline FBOs also achieved manager the same month. In this case, in order for us to be considered a recognized manager, we need to have sales equaling at least 25 case credits during February from sources other than the manager who moved up the same month we did. Fortunately, we had 29 case credits from our personal and FBO sales that were not part of our downline manager, and thus we qualified as recognized manager. As recognized manager, our qualification for leadership bonus is based upon sales we made personally and those made by our non-manager group. The basic qualification is a total of 12 case credits of personal and non-manager sales, including at least 4 from our personal, retail, and Novus sales, and including at least 1 from our personal and retail sales. If we had 2 downline managers, each in separate lines, who generated 25 case credits in sales during the previous month, the qualification is reduced to a total of 8 case credits of personal and non-manager sales, including at least 4 from our personal retail and Novus sales, and including at least 1 from our personal and retail sales. Finally, if we had 3 downline managers, each in separate lines, who each generated 25 case credits in sales during the previous month, the qualification is reduced to a total of 4 case credits from our personal, retail, and Nova sales, including at least 1 from our personal and retail sales. We should take a couple of minutes to explain leadership case credits, since they are tied directly to the leadership bonus. Leadership case credits, along with our personal and non-manager case credits, are used to qualify for extra incentives such as the Eagle Manager Program, Forever to Drive, and the Global Rally. When our downline FBOs break away and become downline managers, the non-manager case credits that were credited to us are replaced with leadership case credits. Leadership case credits amount to 40% of the total case credits generated by our first generation manager groups, 20% of those generated by our second generation, and 10% of our third generation. Now, let's turn our attention to the GEM bonus. The GEM bonus pays additional percentages on the same volume upon which our leadership bonus is based. There are 3 levels of GEM bonus payout available to us. To qualify for the first, we need to be leadership bonus qualified and, during the same month, have 9 first-generation managers who are each active with 4 case credits of personal, retail, and Nova sales, or 9 managers, each in separate lines, who generated 25 case credits in sales. The GEM bonus at this level amounts to 1% of the sales of all our first, second, and third generation manager groups. To qualify for the second, we need to be leadership bonus qualified and during the same month have 17 first generation managers who are each active with their 4 case credits, or 17 downline managers in separate lines who each generated 25 cases in sales that month. In this case, we are paid 2% of the sales of our first, second, and third generation manager groups. And finally, the third requires that we are leadership bonus qualified and during the same month have 25 first-generation managers who are each active, or 25 downline managers in separate lines who each generated 25 case credits in sales. 3% is paid to us at this level. The potential of the GEM bonus is very exciting. Let's take a look at this chart. In the example, we have 1 first, 1 second, and 1 third generation manager. Each of their groups is generating sales of $20,000 retail during the month. The regular leadership bonus amounts to $1,200 from our first generation, $600 from our second, and $400 from our third. An extra 1% GEM bonus would pay us an additional $200 on each of our managers' sales. A 2% GEM bonus would pay an additional $400 for each, and a 3% GEM bonus would give us an additional $600. Now, take a look at what happens. Let's do the 3% level. If we take the regular leadership bonus on our first generation manager, according to this chart, the amount is $1,200. If we add to that the amount in the 3% column of $600, this gives us a total of $1,800 in bonus. This represents a 50% increase in our leadership bonus. Applying the same to the second generation manager, we receive $1,200 instead of $600, which is a 100% increase. At the third generation, we are receiving a 150% increase. That's an average increase of 100%. GEM bonus is really worth shooting for. This concludes our training on the nuts and bolts of the leadership and GEM bonus aspects of the Forever Living Products Marketing Plan. The more you learn about the plan, the more exciting it becomes. We invite you to view additional training modules on our industry-leading marketing plan.